Good evening, friends, and welcome to yet another exciting session of Candid Meena. And today we have the very interesting news that Rakul Preet's brother, who was arrested, has opened a whole new Pandora's box as to the kind of drug business which exists in the South film industry as well. So each and every day, things are happening, and in the south as well as in the north. In the north, we have the Mahadev app case, which is being investigated by the ED, and that is unfolding a lot of businesses like betting businesses, and you have film stars, of course, involved in that particular Mahadev app case. But unfortunately, you have Sahil Khan who was released in connection with that. Also, the fact that Modi ji today, he met the army people and he has sent a strong message to the opposition. So, welcome Priya, welcome Newbie, welcome Neena ji, welcome each and everyone. Yes, welcome Meera.
Let's move on to the cartoons of today, the Toon Tales. So we'll start with the first one, where as you know, Prime Minister was at the Kargil martyrs, the soldiers who have died. He paid tribute to them, and he paid homage to the Kargil war martyrs to mark the 25th anniversary of India's victory over Pakistan in the 1999 war. And he applauded the Agnipath scheme and criticized the opposition for making issue related to national security a subject of politics. He laid a floral wreath at the Dras War Memorial to pay tributes to officers and soldiers of the armed forces who made the supreme sacrifice in service of the nation. So these are some very beautiful moments which I thought we could, capture through a Toon Tale, and I hope you like it. So welcome Nina, welcome Newbie, welcome Priya, and welcome Meera, and Ushma as always, and Fennel. Always nice to see you all, and a pleasure to chat with you as well. And let's move on to the second Toon Tale, and that's, if you can remove that, Jerry, do remove the, and then they can see the cartoon better. Can you remove that? Yeah. So this, I'm sure all of you would know who it means. So she just says Joe bye bye. In fact, there's a song also, uh, with regards to that. So very amusing, And yeah, so back to you, Jerry. You're not. You're on mute, Jerry.
Yeah. So coming to SRK and Preeti Zinta, and welcome newbie. So what is very interesting is that SRK does not have a single film this year, as all of you know, and he's trying his best to remain in the public eye. He's going to cast Suhana Khan in his own film, and for that he's selecting villains in that particular film, and one of the villains is Abhishek Bachchan, and also a South Indian, key prominent star will be acting as another villain in the same film. Now, there is one, point where SRK and Preeti Zinta, they acted in the film Kal Ho Na Ho, back in the 2004. And apparently, during a stage performance, Shah Rukh Khan tells Preeti Zinta, when Preeti Zinta forgets a step, Shah Rukh jokingly asks, Preeti, you are doing drugs again. So to this, Preeti Zinta laughs and replies, I think so. The video goes on to show the fun and playful dynamic they share. So apparently, one thing is for sure that he always SRK always was quite even in the Simi Garewal show. He said that he doesn't mind his children having sex or whatever, and he's a very open-minded father. That's what he said. And so one thing is for sure that I mean, why would you say that are you on drugs? It's a very very weird statement. And as we all know, Aryan Khan was caught in the Cordelia Cruz drugs case, and somehow the dots seem to be connecting. So in what way or the other we see SRK now he has a lot of things to do because he has to reclaim his stardom because Bollywood is down in the dumps, especially with they're trying their best to rope in South Indian film stars to somehow stay alive, as well as the fact that Karan Johar openly said that with a budget of 3.5 crore film, the stars in Bollywood they are asking for 100 crores when the whole film budget is just 3.5 to 4 crores. So it is no longer viable, and they are now trying to directly sell to the OTT platforms. And the OTT platforms are dictating terms to the whole of Bollywood people because the OTT platforms they don't want films which have not done well in the box office, in spite of key superstars acting in that particular film. So now the OTT platforms are also being very, very choosy in selecting the kind of films which they want to have in their platform. So
Yeah.
Bollywood does not have it easy going at all at this point of time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Newbie says he jokes about drugs but cries when his son gets caught. Yes, absolutely. Nothing should happen to his son. And apparently, that in another case, also another man was caught. Apparently with drugs which were put in ice creams, and that person had also spoken against Shah Rukh Khan at some point, and also in he spoke for Elvish, and that man has also been jailed. So we really don't know what's happening, but absolutely, you know that Shah Rukh Khan tries his best to act like a gentleman, but he is a very, very vengeful man at heart. Welcome, Shreyasa. So nice to see you, and always, a pleasure to chat with you as well. Now, moving on to the next piece of news, jailed gangster Lawrence Bishnoi's brother Anmol Bishnoi had given a 9-minute motivational speech to the shooters who fired multiple shots at the Bollywood actor Salman Khan's Mumbai house in April. According to the charge sheet filed by the Mumbai Police Crime Branch, which media has accessed, Anmol had told the two shooters, Vicky and Sagar, that they would script history when they would attack the actor's residence. The two Mumbai born individuals, Gupta and Pal, had fired multiple shots outside Mr. Khan's home in Galaxy apartment in Bandra on the morning of April 14th. In the speech, which was given through an audio note, Anmol Bishnoi told both the shooters currently in judicial custody in connection with the case that they were going to do the best work of their lives. Do this work well. After the work is completed, you guys will script history, he told the shooters, according to the 1,735-page charge sheet filed before a special court in Mumbai. Now, Anmol Bishnoi also encouraged Gupta and Pal by saying that they would do religious work. Do not be afraid at all while doing this work. Doing this work means bringing a change in society. He also told Gupta and Pal that the Bishnoi gang had a style that whenever we go to do any work, we empty the magazine of the gun. You also empty the magazine when you reach outside Salman Khan's house, he said in the audio note. Now, fire shots in such a manner that it scares Salman Khan. This was also the blunt message given by gangster Lawrence Bishnoi's younger brother Anmol to one of the gunmen involved in the shooting. Now, Bishnoi, the charge sheet says, told Vicky Gupta and Sagar not to wear helmets and smoke cigarettes to appear fearless. Anmol Bishnoi was in constant contact with Gupta and Pal before the shooting, the police have found. The shooters and three others, Sonu Kumar, Bishnoi, Mohammad Rafiq Chaudhry, and Harpal Singh, have been arrested and are currently in judicial custody. So now you see a lot of things happening, and the Dara Hua Insan will now have to be more scared and more, wherever he comes for public events, he needs to look everywhere, including under the carpet, because that's how he's been behaving in the past few months. Ever since this happened in April, Salman Khan is not himself. He is actually so scared that he looks at everybody's eyes, wondering who would attack him next. So now let's just go to some more uh, some more chats, Jaydev. If you could take some more,
Yeah,
it will
so
be nice.
one thing is for sure is that in Salman's case, the whole state machinery is working overtime, and very, very efficiently. The charge sheet has been filed well ahead of time. And why is it that, what is it that makes it so important that, the common citizen in Maharashtra cannot get justice, or even people like Sushant Singh Rajput and Disha Salian have not got justice for 4 years, and even Jia Khan. So it is quite apparent that even in spite of all this efficiency, in spite of the assurances given by Eknath Shinde to Salman Khan, the funny thing is, he still needs 100 bodyguards to just, even if he goes to the supermarket to buy some eggs or something, he needs 100 bodyguards. So that is kind of
I
hilarious
hope
because,
the eggs come
yeah,
back in proper shape
yeah,
when he
yeah.
reaches home.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hilarious that Salman Khan portrays a very macho image in his films, and he's tiger and everything, but in real life he's not even pussycat. So that's
Yeah.
how it is. Yes.
So Nina says, Meenaji, I've noticed that Aryan does not have any smile on his face. In fact, it's a very good point that you made, Nina, because see, every time I see him posing with Suhana, now his role is to take care of Suhana, okay? Because Suhana is going to be launched in a big way by Shah Rukh Khan, and Shah Rukh Khan wants all the attention to go to her, though she doesn't have the looks or the charisma, to carry any heroine's role or even a co-actress's role. She comes across as a very, very ordinary person, in fact just a girl next door. So she doesn't have any of those glamorous looks that Bollywood would want, in movies. So now, to make her feel important, he sends Aryan as a bodyguard. And what happens is that the bodyguard is more conscious than the actress herself, that is Suhana. So he's busy posing, on one leg to show that how slim he is, and then of course, as Nina so rightfully said, that he doesn't smile because you've got to look tough. You can't just become a pussycat. You need to become very macho like your father. And so that's why he gives you that very, very stern look, Nina, and nothing more. The moment moment Samir Wankade comes in front, he'll start crying. So that is also a fact that he's not going to show that face in front of Samir Wankade. Now, yeah, welcome Vishali as always, and Simru, welcome. Ah, you've got another name as
Welcome.
well, Julie. And Wes, I know you as Julie, so now you come as Simru. Welcome. Yeah. What's the role, the three Khans in Disha and SSRK? Is there prosecution in progress? Is Vidya, will they compromise on the Khans? Yes, this is a question we all want to know, Vidya. We also have Amrita's Bollywood ambitions. And Meera says, Meenaji, how can a druggie be a bodyguard? First, he must take care of himself before taking others' responsibility. Well, his father has said he didn't have drugs, so he isn't one. So it's just what the media is, showing, or and that also only some media, not the main media. So that guy is, as what do you say, innocent as a babe. In his security provided by the government is the money from the taxpayer's pocket. Yes, this is absolutely, Vishali, and that's what makes people very angry. So, yeah. So back to you, Jen. Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, Maharashtra election is going to happen very soon, and Eknath Shinde and Devendra Fadnavis, they have to be serious because BJP did not do well in the Lok Sabha election in Maharashtra. They lost a lot of seats to Uddhav Sena, and this case of SSR in Disha Salin is very, very crucial. And whatever evidence that Nitesh Rani has given to the Mumbai police just recently, that update has to come. What have the Mumbai police made of whatever evidence that has been submitted by Nitesh Rani? And so that update will be very crucial in the Disha Salin and SSR case. Let us see in the coming weeks or coming months before the election of Maharashtra. I'm sure something big is going to come out. Yes, a good parent stops the children to do such things. What is, yeah,
Priya says a good parent stops the children to do such things. That what is he showing? That he's a free parent. So you remember at that time what happened, Priya, was that Gauri came across as a very concerned mother, and she said that we are going to lock him in his room, and he's not going to go for parties. He's under detention, and so for a week he's going to remain in his room. And how old is this man? He is 21 or 22 years. So he's not a boy. He's a man, a full grown man who knows exactly what he's doing. So for the mother to do all this mollycoddling, it makes everybody laugh. And so coming back to your point, Priya, when the parents themselves need some tutoring, I'm sure, nothing can happen otherwise. Trying to update my YouTube channel makes it better. Okay. Can not surprised for the situation of Maharashtra. I've been there once. They don't even shy away from harassing handicapped people for money. Give them a few hundred rupees notes and they say, yes, very true, Wolf. Underworld, getting protection from underworld using state gum, yeah, seems rather ironic, says Vidya. They only changed their recruit. I hope one day Rakul spills the beans on other celebrities. And if we can get the answers for SSR's case, they will win the election. This is what I have been pointedly telling Vishali on Twitter, on social media. I've been telling these politicians left and right, this is what we've been saying. But you know what happens, Vishali? It's a very, tight quagmire, like a, what do you say, quicksand. One thing leads to the other, and the other thing leads to the other. And ultimately, politicians will be caught in it somewhere. So which politician will be caught is the question. Is it someone who cried and said that poor Sushant committed suicide, or is it someone else who says, Aditya Thackeray is my friend? So we do not know which politician will fall into a huge soup. Now on SSR, I've messaged the Deputy CM Fadnavis to connect the dots on Reta Kwan, who SSR paid and replaced by Disha Salian, who was turned into Divya Bharti. All roads lead to one person. Absolutely. Yeah. And newbie says he's a bacha. Yes. Eating glucose biscuit. Yes. In jail. Thank you, Priya. Yes. Parents are guide to their children and teenagers into adult life. Here Simru and Vishali and Priya, and of course newbie, the fact is that, see, it's only up to the middle class families where children are brought up with very important values, moral values, to respect elders, to always be kind to poor. So it's only one section we're talking about. We're not talking about the rich, they don't care. Okay. And the poor, they are anyway getting very well fed by all the governments, because they have become the huge, what you say, a huge vote pocket. So it's only the middle classes who are suffering, whether it's the budget or whatever. In every way, this section is hugely taxed. And if you look at the morality, because I really want to tell you something, very serious to all the mothers who are present here, is that I was listening to a conversation between two Afro American ladies, and they were saying that have you seen the way Indian mothers bring up their children? Their children are so polite. They study very well. They don't we don't need to run behind them to study, and they're very clear about what they aim to become. So they're very ambitious, and they study very hard to achieve those ambitions. So it is really admirable the way Indian mothers bring up their children. So this is, a compliment for all of you who are watching us. That I'm sure each one of you have contributed a lot to your children, as all of us do, because we feel, money is not our asset. Our assets are our children, because tomorrow when they go into the world, they will reflect what we are. And we would be ashamed to have children like the ones Bollywood has. All these nepo kids are something, we are ashamed to even look at. So this is something, this credit goes to all of you mothers, watching this, and a big pat on the backs of the fathers as well, who also make huge sacrifices for this. So let me just take a few comments. Very true, Minaji. We keep paying taxes left, center, above, below. Yes. And Vishali, if you would have noticed how the inflation is happening, because what you bought just for 25 rupees has jumped up to 70 rupees. You know, who will be able to pay? And then if you think that, they say that tax is only for so much, they don't realize that in a month, people are spending more than 1 lakh because that's how much the costs have gone up, you know. So let me just take a few more comments. Uh, Parents are guide to their children. Yes, absolutely, Julie. Never setting food in Maharashtra ever again. Can't expect much more from people sold coastal Odisha to the British right. Maharashtra indeed claps. Yes. So let me just take a few more. Being an actor is the toughest job if you look at it. Why do these stars push their kids after knowing that? Yes, Jaydev is a perfect example of your.
Thank
Thank you so
you,
much,
Vishali.
Shali. Yes. Yeah, he has his own character, of course. Salaries will never increase. Europe is much worse. Yes. Back to you, Jay.
Yeah. So coming to the next piece of news, and Rakul Preet's brother, and his name is Amanpreet Singh, along with four other wealthy consumers in a drug case, was arrested once again, which shows the business of the illegal drug trade, which is spreading in Hyderabad. Apparently, customers in Hyderabad are paying as much as 12,000 rupees for 1 gram of cocaine. Another Nigerian, the main kingpin of the drug peddling racket, is absconding. Investigators from the Telangana Anti-Narcotics Bureau revealed that they detained customers, including Aman, are establishing a drug supply and demand network in Hyderabad. Apparently, there were 13 wealthy consumers who were arrested. One of them was, of course, Rakul Preet's brother, and the arrest of this particular guy who's a small time actor takes back to the days of the drug scandal which rocked Tollywood in 2017. And during that period, the IPS officer Akun Sabarwal led a SIT that filed 12 cases and detained 30 individuals. The SIT questioned several film personalities, including popular actors Ravi Teja, Rakul Preet Singh, and director Puri Jagannath, among the others. So the kingpin of the gang, Divine Ebuka Suzy, could have left for Nigeria. Currently, he is operating a large-scale drug syndicate alongside these dealers. He sends his main associate, Onuha, to Delhi to transport the drugs to Hyderabad and other cities in India. She travels by both flights and trains and supplies to the dealers. Local dealers in Hyderabad will provide the consumers with the necessary supplies. She has now bought large quantities of cocaine, more than 20 times, to Hyderabad for distribution to the local drug dealers. These four drug dealers and peddlers are supplying needy customers in Hyderabad. She is essentially a native of Nigeria, and she has concealed her nationality, obtained a passport from the Republic of Guinea, and a false name. She took a fake passport in order to leave India to avoid police cases, to escape back to her country whenever she wanted. And apparently, so this is very, very, you can see how it's a very, very big network, and it is now all the drug suppliers are supplying these drugs to these actors and many other rich consumers, and this has been going on for a very long time. And we all know that all the film industries in India are deeply financed by the drug business, and it comes from the countries like Nigeria. It comes from even Pakistan and Afghanistan, the ISI courtesy. And so this has been going on for a very long time, and it is up to righteous officers, in the NCB like Samir Wankade, to bring this to the rightful conclusion. So, but unfortunately, we know what happened with Samir Wankade and how they are targeting him. I do hope that NCB officers who are present right now, they do a wonderful job of cracking this business down. Yes.
Yeah. So Vishali says, yes, newbie. Why only middle classes have to suffer? I wonder how much is Ambani's pay. And Vidya says, shouldn't the government give some more bonus for the taxes they pay?
Yes,
So
I would
here,
like to. Yeah, I would
yeah,
like to
please go ahead. Yeah,
add something regarding the budget, and obviously, there's nothing for the middle class. Inflation as it is at all-time high. There is no social security for the middle class. There's no health insurance or medical insurance for the middle class. And also the fact that why do you have income tax for the middle class? Can't they say, for example, if a person is earning about say 30 to 40 lakhs per annum, he should be taxed more, and person earning less than say 20 lakhs per annum should not be giving any tax, right? They can easily do that. I really don't know why that's the case. It's like they want to keep control and tabs over the middle class from what it looks like. And this budget is decided by a group of IAS officers in the center, and that is given to Nirmala Sitaraman. And even Navika of Times Now, she asked very good questions to Nirmala Sitaraman regarding why there's nothing for the middle class, and the middle class is hardly able to save anything because if they sell their properties also, the indexation has been removed, and if they invest in stocks and other equities, they have to pay long-term capital gains on that. So wherever they go, whether it is investment, whether it is their income, there's always tax. Whether they're buying luxury goods, they have a luxury tax. When they're buying essential commodities, the price of that has gone up. So there is no reprieve for the middle class with this budget. And many of the people, especially the middle class, they are very, very disappointed with this budget, and rightfully so. But to those people who did not go out and vote, for the BJP in the Lok Sabha election, the BJP, don't forget the fact that BJP didn't come out with a majority, government this year, and they have to please Nitish Kumar, and they have to please Chandrababu Naidu. They have to give them special status for their states, and a lot of funding for Andhra Pradesh and Bihar. So where will they raise the money? So that is also a very big factor in which you have to consider. Yes.
so Vishali says, my 70-year-old mom, a pensioner, pays taxes and no medical benefit too. Don't the babus have parents? Yes, exactly. And also, the fact is that, see, don't they see the kind of inflation that's happening? You're giving all these free things to the poor people, and all the rich people, they, through their chartered accountants, don't pay tax. They hide everything. So, who are the people who are ending up paying taxes? It's only the middle class, and these are the they are the ones who vote you to power. So we vote you to power to cheat us, is what is happening. Yes, a lot of good things are happening. We've seen that jobs are going to be given, and a lot of things for youngsters, but every section of the middle class has to be taken care of. If in such a large country you give incentives to manufacturers to say that, see, who gives competitive rates, they will be given incentives. That is the easiest thing to do. You take 5 brands and you tell them, see, you, whoever gives the competitive rates in whatever vegetables, whatever, and you will be getting some incentives. That is the way how a government should work. Okay, forget about taxes. Nirmala has done her job, babus have done their job. Okay, now what we are worried is about the commodities. Okay, so try to reduce there and give us some relief. Now, KK says the middle class would suffer because we are the biggest consumers in any country. They would keep taxing us more. So here again, KK, I'm not making, I'm not criticizing the Narendra Modi government, because Narendra Modi is doing so many things as a single prime minister. He's doing millions of things. One person can't do everything. Okay, but There are, you know what Nirmala Sitaraman should have done? She should have had a meeting with housewives of India, because they are the ones who are managing the economy of India. You know, they know what to put for their children, what to put for the house, what to put for the, everything they budget. I mean, they are the ones who are the best economists. This is what a lot of the top economists said, that the housewives, if you look at the housewives, you'll see how diligently they put their money, and save also something. So why couldn't the Nirmala, instead of calling only the corporates, for meetings and taking their suggestions, she should have also called the housewives and said that, see, please give us your suggestions, because ultimately Nirmala was also a housewife, and of course we admire her because of her simple ways, and her, she conducts herself very, very dignified way. But Mrs. Nirmala, if you had called, housewives and asked them, they would have definitely given you a lot more suggestions. So let me just take a few more comments. We so-called middle class get satisfied so easily. Give us some simple relief. We could be so happy and vote for you again. Very well said. Yes, the homemakers, backbone financially and spiritually. Yes. Newbie, Rakul, and Ria both are drug dealers and crime partners in all the third-rate activities. That's what has been shown in a lot of the WhatsApp chats. And What did Newbie say? Left wing trolls are happy that we're crying about the budget, saying now and Andhbhaks hate BJP. No, don't tell me that. Newbie, I also agree with you, because, see, take a state like Congress, Karnataka, which is under Congress. You know what they're doing? They're raising everything. After giving freebies, they're raising everything, even the theater tickets, even your OTT platforms. Everything is going to go up. So, what is Rahul Gandhi and Congress doing? So don't let them smile. It's not that we are against Narendra Modi and BJP. No, they're doing a lot. But listen to the voices of the, middle classes, which means the housewives, because husbands just go to work. I'm not saying all. What I'm saying is that most housewives, whether they're working in office or not, they manage the budgets very well. So listen to them. Please do not be deaf to them. When I'm speaking like this, when Vishali is speaking like this, when Vidya, all these people are speaking like this, it's important to listen to our voices as well. Yeah, welcome. Yes.
Welcome, Vipos.
Yeah. So now I want to go to a very, very important, piece of news. Yesterday, friends, I was watching the American news, and I was glued to it, and I couldn't sleep because I was till 1:30. I was listening to what happened when Trump, when Trump was about to be assassinated, and the Congress were holding they were cross questioning uh, the Secret Service chief. So let me just go to that, Jadid, if you could show the clips as well. Now, Thomas, as you know, Thomas Crook's 20 tried to assassinate the former president at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania on 13 July, where a bullet appeared to narrowly miss his head and graze his ear. Now, Thomas Crook tried to assassinate the former president at this rally. Now, Mr. Trump dropped to the floor after a bullet appeared to narrowly miss his head and graze his ear when the gunman opened fire, killing one person and wounding two others. Now, yesterday night, this is what I was telling you about. I could not sleep because it was so interesting. I wish this happens in India, the way they question people. So, US Secretary Service Director faced hostile questions at a Congress investigation of the attempted Trump assassination. So let's just go to the next picture. Yes. So Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheetle, I think that's how it's pronounced, faced withering criticism from Republicans and Democrats alike in her first testimony about the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump, with lawmakers furious over her unwillingness to answer questions about the security failures at the rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Sheetal told members of the House Oversight Committee that the attack was the most significant operational failure for the Secret Service in decades, and repeatedly said she takes full responsibility for the security lapses. But her promise for accountability did little to quiet the calls for her to resign. Several Democrats on the committee, including ranking member Jamie Raskin of Maryland, joined Republicans in calling for her to step down. Now, here, friends, what I found very, very strange was that This lady is as hard as stone. She just refused to answer any question. Everything and everything landed up with the same answer, that investigation is being done. And this is after 9 days of the incident. And they're saying that, so when they asked, how long will the investigation take place? So any question was answered with just one sentence saying that since the investigation is going on, I can't speak about it. You know, and she said it will take 60 days. So they were all aghast. And these people said that, see, by the time the elections will be over, this is the time, this is the crucial time that these people need security. And Americans are very worried about this. Now, this relationship is irretrievable at this point, and I think that the director has lost the confidence of Congress at a very urgent and tender moment in the history of the country, and need to quickly move beyond this. And when one of the people questioning her said that, see, what happened in the Reagan era when an attempted assassination happened, immediately the security chief resigned, saying that it is his fault. Now this lady says that she will not resign, and she's not even taking accountability. She's saying that, see, she's not responsible for the decisions. There are many layers of people that she has to answer to. So very cleverly, she's not pointing to any one individual. You see, that's how clever she is. Now, after the proceedings ended, Nancy Mace, a South Carolina Republican, filed a privilege resolution to impeach Cheetle. So the House Republican leaders have 2 legislative days to set a floor vote on the measure. Over the course of the heated 4-hour hearing, people fielded questions about why Trump was allowed to take the stage at a rally when the shooter, identified by the FBI as a 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, had been deemed suspicious by law enforcement, and defended the number of agents assigned to protect the former president at the campaign event. She repeatedly cited the FBI's ongoing criminal investigation into the assassination attempt when declining to discuss the specifics of the gunman's action leading up to the attack. Now, Cheetle also told lawmakers that she believes she is the best person to lead the Secret Service at this time, but acknowledged that the agency failed in its mission to protect the nation's leaders. Now, we must learn what happened, and I will move heaven and earth to ensure the incident like July 13 doesn't happen again, she said. Now, Tito calls assassination attempt the most significant failure of the Secret Services in decades. Now, Mike Turner, the chairman of House Intelligence Committee, focuses questions on an Iranian plot against Trump that was detected by US intelligence. There were no ties between the assassination attempt and any foreign or domestic accomplices. Now, Cheetle told Turner she read intelligence of the generalized threat to Trump by Iran and was briefed of the specific plot by the Iranians. Asked by Turner whether she believed the protection plan was sufficient to protect Trump, she said she believes it was. Still, she acknowledged that there were gaps and a failure that day. It allowed crooks to have access to the rooftop. And Mike Turner, the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, focused his questions on the Iranian plot against Trump that was detected by US intelligence. Now, she also, I'm unable to answer details of exactly how the individual accessed the roof at this time, she said. I'd like to be able to answer those questions. The FBI is still conducting the investigation. Now, people asked her, didn't you see the ladder that was kept there? Who kept the ladder? And this boy even did a recce a few days before of the complete area. You mean to say a 20-year-old man is much more intelligent than the security, the complete team, which has over 30 years of experience, And it's said that, see, I'm unable to answer details, she said, of exactly how the individual accessed the roof at that time, she said. I'd like to be able to answer those questions. The FBI is still conducting an investigation. Now, the Oversight Committee includes some of Trump's most vocal defenders on Capitol Hill. But it's not just the supporters who are exasperated with Cheetle's answers. Democrats like Khanna and Connolly have shown frustration with the Secret Service chief, as well as GOP Rep. Jim Jordan of Ohio said Cheetle hasn't answered a single question from Comer, Raskin, or himself. How long do we have to wait before you give us a credible answer? Said Pete Sessions of Texas. He said, you've been here for 28 years. You've had a few days to build and draw your own analysis of this. You should understand the entire process. Now, Sessions later grew angry, demanding Cheetal to tell lawmakers what went wrong at the rally. Don't try and play a shell game with us, he said. Do you have the ability to effectively, as a director of this agency, to understand what went wrong? Now, Cheetal told the Oversight Committee members that she expects the Secret Service's internal investigation to be done in 60 days. Can you imagine? And she doesn't want to answer even one question. The timeline was swiftly criticized by Rep. Alexandria Ocasio Cortez of New York, who called it unacceptable. This is not a theater. This is not about jockeying. This is about the safety of some of the most highly targeted and valued targets internationally and domestically in the United States. The idea that a report will be finalized in 60 days, let alone prior to any actionable decisions that will be made, is simply not acceptable. Now, Rep. Nancy Mace, a Republican from South Carolina, devoted her time to a series of yes or no questions and quickly grew frustrated as Cheetle repeatedly declined to answer accordingly. Now, Mace objected to the Secret Service's failure to comply with the demands for documents and other information from the committee. Mace continued, "You're being dishonest or lying. You're being dishonest here with this committee. There are important questions that the American people want answers to. And you're just dodging and talking about it in general. We had to subpoena you to be here, and you won't even answer the questions. We've asked you repeatedly to answer our questions. This isn't hard." And another Democrat said a president was almost assassinated live on television, not just for Americans, but for the world to see. Now, Cheetle declined to unequivocally say whether she would have resigned if Trump were killed by the gunman, and instead said, "I think I've admitted that I've taken accountability and will take responsibility." Now, it's very clear a lot of the people on Twitter were saying that this is an internal job. The assassination attempt was an internal job, and she is being paid to say this. But we have to find out why this woman is lying through her teeth, because she gave a lot of bites to the media, American media, like Washington Post, But in front of these committees, she was absolutely vague, and people were so exasperated with her. And if you look at her eyes, you can make out that this woman is lying through her teeth. And one thing I must admire about America is the way they questioned her. And this is something that a lot of us should follow suit in India. When people like Arvind Kejriwal lie, when people like Arvind Kejriwal's wife lies, when people in AAP, they say lies about BJP and all that, these people should be questioned in the same way under camera. Then only will our country move forward. So, on this note, I will end this session. Thank you so much for joining us. Perhaps, Chetan, let's just take a few comments because very few comments, a lot of comments have come in, and I'd like to take them. So, can you just start taking them, Chetan? Yeah. Security failure, newbie says in America, but at least they're being brought to justice swiftly. And both parties must be looking for answers. Here's only a blame game will be played for years. And that's what they said. They said, see, ultimately it'll be washed under the carpet. I'm sure there's something much bigger than meets the eye. That's why she's not answering. So today, another very shocking thing I want to tell you is that, well, it's not shocking for the people concerned. Obama has sent a vocal message, Obama and Michelle, to Kamala Harris, saying that, see, girl, we are so happy. You're going to be the president. The way they speak, as though they're talking to a schoolgirl. You don't know how proud you have made us. And we're just longing to meet you. And she also jumps up and down like a, little schoolgirl because Michelle and Obama have called her. Okay. And who's Kamala being supported by? We all know she's being supported by Soros's son. So you now can connect the dots to what is happening and why all these people are against Trump. I'm sure there's something much bigger, yes. And Ishwa says the dark don't want Trump, absolutely, the dark forces. Soros' son is behind, yes, it is Illuminati. And then when you see some people who are in India, very well off, connected to these people, it becomes rather scary. So now please join the dots and you will know what we're talking about. So thank you so much, friends, for joining us in large numbers and giving us your very, very intelligent comments, which adds to the rich content of this channel. Because here we are here only to tell you the truth and nothing more. Because we do not look at anything more than you're telling you exactly what's happening, the reality, and we don't care what others say about it. So, because why I'm saying this is because I heard some comments from other channels, about a few digs at us for certain, videos that we do, which exposes people. So they don't like it, so they openly talk about it. So this is, see, we owe our commitment only to you as our viewers. We want to answer questions that you ask us. We want to give you the truth. So please believe in us and continue to be a part of the Candid Meena family. Thank you from Jaydev and myself. Good night, Jai Hind, and Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.